The name Judas is usually used nowadays as a descriptor of someone who has betrayed someone else, and for good reason.
You Judas!
One of the 12 apostles was Judas Iscariot. He's seen in Leonardo da Vinci's famous painting The Last Supper, seated fourth from the left, which puts him 3 people away from Jesus. But he wasn't an apostle for long. Judas took his own life after betraying Jesus by revealing his location, identifying him with a kiss. He committed the act for 30 pieces of silver offered by several Roman priests.
I will give him to you. If you promise that no harm will come to him.
In the Bible, Matthew 27:3 explains the aftermath. After realizing that his actions led to the condemnation of Jesus, Judas immediately regretted his actions. He realized what he'd done and repented by trying to return the money, but the weight of his guilt was too much to bear and he died by his own hand. That's why Judas is considered a terrible person. But there's information out there that might change the tale surrounding this disgraced apostle and the way history remembers him. More than a decade ago, a new theory revealed a story of Judas that could transform how people tell the famous tale. In 2006, the National Geographic Society revealed an ancient papyrus called the Gospel of Judas. This text, which has been translated and restored, was written in the 2nd century and may reveal that Judas actually didn't betray Jesus. In fact, he might have been acting under Jesus' orders. Speaking to NPR, author and researcher Herb Krosny, who wrote The Lost Gospel, which dives into the discovery of the Gospel of Judas and what it means, said Judas was Jesus' closest friend and favorite disciple. The document apparently shows that Jesus trusted Judas and had a lot of faith in him. He supposedly asked Judas to sacrifice himself for a great mission, which is interpreted as Jesus asking Judas to betray him.
I won't let you, no! I won't let you.
Please, I beg you, Judas, don't get in the way.
When the date came, Judas planted the kiss of death on Jesus, who was identified and arrested. Many stand conflicted on this theory, which somewhat vindicates Judas. No one knows the true author of the gospel, but it does present another view of the famous story. However, some contend that the tale we already know is the only truth. Reverend John Pritchard told The Guardian, "I don't think it changes anything about the truth of the Christian faith. There has long been a theory that Judas wanted to flush Jesus out, to declare a rebellion and drive the Romans out, and killed himself when he realized he had got it wrong. But we don't know that, and neither did whoever wrote this document decades after the event. This is not something to put your faith on."
The Lost Gospel of Judas. It challenges our contempt for Judas's character.
Other Christian scholars suggest that the Gospel of Judas is likely the work of the Gnostics, who claim to have a direct connection with the divine and secret knowledge of Christ and the universe. They were in opposition to those who established Christian doctrine early on, the Church Fathers, who declared them heretical. In fact, this is one of the reasons the Gnostic Gospels aren't in the Bible.
The reason that a lot of these books didn't make it into the Bible is that they weren't congruent with the core message of the books that did make it in.
Speaking about the Judas Gospel, Professor Geza Vermesh of Oxford University told The Guardian, "The document is of interest for the ideas of the Gnostics, but it almost certainly adds nothing to our understanding of what happened 150 years before it was written. Still, the Gospel could provide greater insight into the time period from which it came. From the 1st to the 3rd century, Christianity didn't have a central authority, and thus encapsulated various viewpoints, including Gnosticism. Stephen Emmel, a Coptic studies professor at the University of Munster, told National Geographic, "I expect this gospel to be important mainly for the deeper insights it will give scholars into the thoughts and beliefs of certain Christians in the 2nd century of the Christian era, namely the Gnostics."